Hello, coolers. Welcome back to Viva Barca and welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on the latest developing stories. We start with our Vice President, Rafa Yuster, who provide an update on January transfer plans, saying that always on the lookout. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then, secondly, talking about Ronald Araujo, as it has been reported that Barcelona have given Araujo the green light to travel to the World Cup, according to Gerard Romero. So guys, before we get right onto the stories in much detail, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. FC Barcelona have enjoyed a topsy-turvy start to the new season, from their elimination from the Champions League to the retirement of Gerard Piqué. The club have experienced all so far and could be in for yet another joyride as we brace ourselves for a mid-season break. With the FIFA World Cup just around the corner, Barcelona are expected to scour the market during the phase and potentially target a few players in the upcoming January transfer window. Such has now been confirmed by club vice president Rafael Yuster. In a written interview, the Spaniard has stated that Barca are actively on the lookout for new players, but a lot could depend on financial fair play regulations, he said. Matteo Alemany and Jody Cruyff are always on the lookout. We have to see how fair play turns out. You have to do things very, very carefully, he said. Barcelona have had alterations with the fair play regulations in Spain multiple times in the recent past. Their inflated wage budget has been the main problem, coupled with the club's relatively low revenues during the pandemic. However, the retirement of Piqué should greatly help them balance the books, with the club also hoping to offload a few unwanted stars in the January transfer window. This should pave the way for Barca to sign a few new faces after the turn of the year. Recent reports suggest the club are primarily looking for a new centre-back and a right-back, especially amid uncertainty over the future of Hector Bellerin, coupled with the departure of Piqué. Definitely, we are likely to sign players in the January window, honestly speaking, from the way things are looking out. Right-backs, centre back, and maybe DM are some of the three areas that Barca will be looking to strengthen, maybe in January and also in the summer. I don't think they can strengthen all those things only in January. Definitely when the season comes to an end, in order to prepare well for the next season, definitely there must be new faces that will come to the club. So here we are seeing the Vice President Rafael Yusto talking about potentially signing new faces in the team, which is not surprising. Of course, I've been talking about players like Inigo Martinez linked to Barca and might come in January. As Gerard Piqué has even left the club, it makes that move even more important because we need a new centre back. So it's going to be very, very important to see how the January transfer window plays out for Barca. Centre back is a position that they want to strengthen. As I said, Inigo Martinez is the main candidate that might likely join the club. Then for defensive midfield, I can't even count the number of defensive midfielders that we've been talking about day in, day out. As Busquets is likely to depart as his contract is coming to an end once the season ends. Barca don't want to rely on Frankie de Jong or Frankesi. They want to look for another player, for which I don't know why. So DM is another role that Barca will likely strengthen in January, or if it doesn't work out in January, then only when Busquets leave in the summer transfer window. Then also talking about right back. A right back is also one of the highest, if not the most, in fact the most urgent position that needs to be strengthened is the right back position. Of course, right back, we are not good at right back at all because right now Sergio Roberto is out injured. Hector Bellerin, Xavi has not been even prioritizing the player again despite returning from injury. He was on the bench throughout the last game. Of course, Xavi prefers to use Alejandro Bade as a false right back because Alejandro Bade is a left back by trade. So that tells you a lot about the need for a new right back. You know, Hector Bellerin, as reports have even been saying that he might depart the club when once his contract comes to an end, as Barca have no intention whatsoever to extend his contract further. So let's see how it's going to look like. Definitely, there will be signings to strengthen the squad. In the summer transfer window, we made quite a good number of signings, but it seems as though things are not still moving that way because the season is not the way many fans were expecting, right? It's not the way like maybe we are doing well in La Liga. We are doing so well in La Liga. So that's just the fact that our aspirations have been so high. Champions League, that is the biggest tournament of them all. Barca have really been messing up, and of course, we had to be relegated to Europa League once again. And that have just covered many fans' head. Like Xavi's time at Barca have been so bad for many fans because just because of the Champions League elimination. But when we look at the domestic form, I think we are doing so well. We are topping the league table now with 2 points after Real Madrid had to lose against Rayo Vallecano yesterday, 3 goals to 2. So I think Barcelona are on track when it comes to the domestic league. So let's see how it's going to look like when it comes to new transfers. Then on to the next story of discussion. It seems like Barcelona defender Ronald Araujo will be part of Uruguay's squad for the upcoming FIFA World Cup despite being currently injured. The 23-year-old picked up a serious thigh injury during an international friendly back in September. Having undergone surgery in the aftermath of that, it looked set that the defender would not be able to take part in the World Cup. Uruguay manager Diego Alonso, for his part, had named Araujo in the 55-man provisional squad for the tournament and had always insisted that he would given until the last minute to recover and make it to the competition. Recent reports indicate that Araujo's injury has gone very well so far, with the defender putting in a hard yard in order to become available for the World Cup. It was claimed that Alonso was in Spain to get a closer look at the defender and assess his injury situation so that he can take a call on his inclusion in the squad. And it seems like Uruguay manager is happy with what he sees. Now, Gerard Romero is claiming that Barcelona have given Araujo the green light to travel with the Uruguayan national team to Qatar for the World Cup. The journalist indicates that the 23-year-old will be accompanied by a club physio to track his recovery and rehabilitation all the time. It could be a risky move in the player's part as there is the risk of an injury relapse if Araujo rushes to come back from injury. But as things stand, it looks like the defender will be on the plane to Doha, although whether he will be available for the early group stage matches remains to be seen. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.